Well, good morning, my friends. Hope you're having a great day. It is coffee time. Yes, it is. The sun is slowly coming up over the horizon. That is some tasty, tasty Highlander grog. Thank you again, Jason. Well, today's video, I am going to talk about Apple Maps. Now, ever since iOS 6 came out, Apple has been taking a beating over their new map application. And I have to say that they are right to be taking a beating on this. The new functionality is awful. But I really think that the media and individuals are actually a little bit misguided in their criticism. All due respect, Apple, you screwed the pooch on this one. Your map functionality across the board took a serious dive when you moved away from Google. But the criticism, rather than focusing on the app, should be focused on the database. Now, while using the map application, you really don't have a choice of what database you have. Whatever's on the phone, that's what you have to use. So if you're using only the map app, you find all these errors, streets missing, wrong pictures. My favorite so far really is the Matt Tillman Bridge over the Colorado River at the Hoover Dam, where it kind of contours the actual cave, the hillside going across the river and then back up. The map app itself, the directions, the look of it really hasn't changed that much over the previous iOS 5 version. But the problem becomes the database. There is just a serious lack of information there. And that data is provided by TomTom. And that's my issue. Now, you see, since I live in South Korea, I don't use Google Maps. Google Maps has a great deal of information. However, only about 60 to 70% of the locations here in Korea are actually accurately reported on Google Maps. So when I need to navigate in Korea, I use Naver or Dao Maps, which are homegrown applications that are super, super accurate. If I need to go someplace, I type in the address and boom, I know exactly where it is. If I need to drive somewhere, KT Olay has their own phone-based navigation program that is constantly updated. That's fantastic. So that's how I get my turn-by-turn directions. However, my issue, again, with the database that TomTom has provided, is that it really screws up the other uses of my phone. And let me give you two examples. Number one, the number one subway app here in Korea is Jihacho, the Korean word for subway. And the way that I use it is if I'm going to a location, I can go to the subway app, click on exit information, and the map pulls up. I know where the subway is, I know where the exits are, and I can kind of navigate where I need to go. Well, until iOS 6, because now, since it uses TomTom data, the subways aren't there. The exits aren't there. And of all the subways I've checked, all the subway stations I've checked, only Gangneung Station has exits. And the subway stations aren't there. Little pins with the subway exits are there. But for every other subway stop I have checked, no subways, no exits, no nothing. It's awful. So again, that is a problem with the TomTom database as it relates to pulling information for other applications. The second instance is, of course, RunMeter, my running application that I use to track and help me train for the ultramarathon coming up next year. Again, because of the data in TomTom, a lot of places that I run simply don't exist. If I want to run to my school, or actually go to my school, can't. It doesn't exist in TomTom. Where I live doesn't exist in TomTom. Several streets in my area don't exist. And this is a problem with the database. So I really hope Apple is able to work very quickly with TomTom to correct this issue, and I actually hope that Google releases a third-party application to use Maps once more, and that we can actually choose to pull in that data to these other applications. So what is your experience? Let me know. Have a great day, and until then, Remember to be true to yourself and always be awesome.